Aloha. Today I want to do a quick video on what I was calling fabricating God, or microwaving the Most High, or microwave Most High, top ramen reality, which is basically how my perspective on the system of enslavement and how we've been indoctrinated into this idea of God, just kind of how the church, how different religions have a different theory of God or feeling or connection or relationship with whatever their feeling of God or the Most High is. And so the same way that exists and that relationship exists within the individuals themselves who are within those different religions, there's a type of religion that is the one that's not spoken about, which is the kind of like the white supremacist religion of religious non-religion, or the sort of essence that's behind when the energy when presidents say stuff like "In God We Trust" and "God Bless America." Like, that's basically a religion, like, that has anchors in your heart, in your soul, in your threads of existence. It's there. And I just wanted to kind of run down, how even though it exists in our subconscious space, it affects our conscious reality. We vote for this stuff. We buy into these realities. We teach our kids how to think. We teach our kids how to vote. We teach our kids what to do to be successful or carry out their existence. As if we're parents, we move on. Like, that's a big deal. So I'm coming out with this right now because in regards to like the flat earth and the Mandela effect, this is literally creating realities. This is literally setting the foundation for consciousness and conscious beings, and enslaving those who are have the child mind of not being aware of any of this information. It's a big deal when you go into the depths of compassionate understandings of, what is involved in what we see as just like a quick little good thing statement of "God bless America" and "In God we trust" on your money. So what money does to people, what money does to the human experience, or what we allow it to do, and also what the governments that are basically today's colonial arms, what that means to hear like "God bless America" or all of that energy, and then still be voting to go to war, still be voting for people to lie to you. Still, I apologize for the alarm outside too, but it's gonna go off right now in a second. So anyway, yeah, so I'll just play off of that. The alarm, we're constantly surrounded by alarms, sirens. Like, it's how sirens, the science of sirens, go into like the cries of babies, and how they make you feel disdain for your own children. Like, hearing sirens every day is directly linked to like the vibration, the frequency of a fire truck or an ambulance or a police car. Like, you hear that constantly. It subconsciously locks into your baby crying. It's a separation reality, and everything around you has a vibration. The very nature of the vibration, the frequency of our music, and the way it's calibrated to 440 when the natural harmonics are at 432. Like this, there's an intelligence. There were some people or beings, entities, who decided to make this stuff happen. Like, this affects our entire reality, how we perceive our reality, how we create our reality, and it adjusts timelines. So going into like Like the Berenstein Bears and all the Sex in the City and the vampire interview with the vampire, that whole thing, Mr. Rogers. And I'm gonna make a video soon coming up talking about taking this stuff literally, like literally, what are the things that have changed in the Mandela effect. And like they're talking about vampires, they're talking about sex, they're talking about the city, talking about yeah. I haven't even completed that one yet, but I just wanted to reference how all these things are definitely connected. And when we are caught up in a world that is based upon separation, it's easy to not connect the dots between the stuff that is right in front of our faces that literally creates our reality. And that goes all the way back to even how we perceive the earth plane, the world that we live on. And the lies have to go that far to where NASA will tell you your entire lives and even convince you to become an astronaut, which I wanted to be an astronaut when I was younger. Now finding out that whole thing was just a sham. But even going into like cartoons and movies and television shows, these create your reality. They create how you dream, how you act, how you raise your children. This is literally, it's bigger than just like little glitches in the matrix where, you know, it goes from Berenstein to Berenstain. You know, it's bigger than that. Like it's when you go into the energies of shifting a reality, and you sit in the power of knowing that there's no power that is more powerful than the Most High, and the Most High involvement in, or our expression as the Most High in a collectively conscious field, like the consciousness of the human experience, the divine nature of compassion, love, expression of the divine feminine, the divine masculine, like the natural harmonics of culture and the peoples at the essence, the inner child fields of experience, like all this stuff that is within us without having to have some kind of a representative or technological involvement or some kind of scientific theory, like the stuff that's natural within in our inherent nature. Like that, the fact that stuff exists is totally counter to a fabricated reality where people mean to control, or entities mean to control you. An intelligent life or an intelligent some kind of intelligence meaning to control, to harvest energy. When you break it down to just like energy and spirit, then we can go from there. But all these fabricated realities of even the subconscious subliminal messaging of a white Jesus, and then the Bible, and then the different versions of the Bible, and then the different interpretations of the Bible. It's confusing. It's separating. It's totally powerless and keeps you in a hopeless state of being rather than an empowered state of being. So I wanted to put this together as a top ramen reality. For those of you who grow up in the inner cities, you know, pretty much raised on top ramen, but it's a play on words, to ramen. And how we're meant to just go along our lives, microwaving our reality, going to sleep, wake up, microwave your reality, go to sleep, wake up, microwave your reality, and then repeat that, send that down to generations. It's a collective insanity, in a sense, to be caught up in that sort of, just like politics, continually, like in that Stockholm syndrome mentality of just vote for another hope. Voting is hoping. Vote. Just keep hoping and voting and hoping and voting for your next savior, pretty much, and that's what it is. So anyway, I'll breeze through this. Heating instructions. So the dinosaur reality was created, and the main thing they sell out with the dinosaurs is the evolution idea to back up Darwin. But they focus a lot on the tiny brains. You see, when they talk about dinosaurs a lot, even in like Fantasia, when they were introducing the part in talking about evolution in the movie Fantasia in 1941, they talk about terrible lizards, dinosaurs meaning terrible lizards, and the main thing about them is tiny brains. So they base everything on the brain. It's like from the get go, everything is about the brain. They don't talk about the body itself, the divinity of the body itself, or the soul, or the spirit. It's totally about the brain. So they focus you on one version of reality, and it's an artificial version that can be grasped on, like you can hold it and it's tangible. Like everybody knows that they have a brain in a sense, and they keep it in that field and they make that the reality. So it's got to start off with that limitation first, and then don't talk about the soul, don't talk about spirit, don't talk about the body, and the sacred geometry of the body and the nature and the experience itself. Don't talk about any of that. Just make it very simple. That's what Copernicus did when he came in with the heliocentric model, which was talking about just an observation, changing the observations and saying, oh yeah, we all go around the sun. So it's a sun worship. So subliminal. So that's where they get that, like it's creating a God for you. And then to make it personal, and create a deeper layer of control and bring you down, like bring your evolutionary process and separate, the divide people, the eugenics program of now they get Darwin out there, pump his stories out there, and say, oh, we came from monkeys, so from dinosaurs to Neanderthal to monkeys. Once you get people thinking on something that's also tangible, now they see different versions of monkeys. Now they can say, oh, well, these are these types of monkeys, and these are these types of monkeys, and these are the successful monkeys, these are the non-successful, these are the angry monkeys who are always fucking shit up. These are the monkeys who, they need to be disciplined. And then so you can separate and promote judgment and call it godly, like it's the work of God when they do stuff like this. And yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, the heliocentric model comes out there to create masters of the universe, and set the precedence for the university system. Now you have something to learn, something to indoctrinate people with, something to sell people and let them become masters of that brand new universe that they've artificially created. Now the people who run that university system now make themselves into gods because they have created how an entire earth plane consciousness experiences their reality. And say, oh, well, the planets look like this, the sun looks like this, it's this far away, the moon is this big, it's this far away, it does this, it's only this, animals are this, the connection with consciousness is this and that, and they tell you everything about your universe, which makes them into gods, and you subliminally worship that. And when they put out doggy treats like technology and movies, Hollywood, all this stuff to keep you distracted, technology is like your crucifix that you wear around your neck. You wear that phone everywhere you go. It has you locked into your God, locked into your church, your religion, through the technology, through that smartphone. Everything, like I said, it's about smartness, the brain. They try to make everything smartphones, smart water, smart meters, smart guns, smart this, smart that. Everything has got to be smart. NASA is like the third eye. What's beyond this plane? what's in the other dimensions. This is where Neil deGrasse Tyson, all the astrophysicists and all those other people come out and start talking about, oh yeah, we've understood this, or we've mastered this, or we found this, and all that, this and that stuff that keeps you locked into that, oh, we'll just keep giving them tax money, or keep giving them time to figure out what our next step in this artificial evolution is, because we trust them. They created our universe. They're masters. They went to the moon. They did all this other stuff. This is all artificial lie. They're just lies. And it's like translated as our intuitive field, our collective intuitive field, our third eye. Satellites are out there as like a backup to the technology and the NASA and the lock into the universe. Like they are literally your gods in the sky above, in the clouds. That cloud, that white god with the bushy white beard in the cloud, that's what satellites are. They're always watching. Santa Claus, satellites, all this stuff is all to create an idea of control. So the satellites are your watchful eye and your connection with your technology. Your box connects to that God in the sky every day. That's how you get your connection to your family, and you laugh and you connect with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your kids or your grandmother or your parent, whoever it is. You connect with them through that satellite, that watchful eye, and that crucifix. That is the technology. And then the war is the sin that that's sold through the Bible, but it's a monkey sin. It's the sin that comes from being told that you are a monkey, and the politics, the monkey politicians run the monkey civilization to and you believe you're the same people, so you believe it's okay to be at war for the rest of your eternity and your whole experience, and understand peace, but constantly be at war and constantly be okay with them killing people like Dr. Martin Luther King and Gandhi, and like all the people who were speaking out against this microwave system. It's like we just go along with it because we're in this constant battle, thinking that we need these owners because the animalistic mentality has been installed in our reality as who and what we are. Cooling instructions, the elementary system, the elementary programming, the indoctrination of this stuff is just ridiculous. So the elementary school, everybody already sees all this stuff, but I'll breeze by this because I need to get some water. Elementary school is just the programming and indoctrination. So the cooling part, this is how they heat everything up, and then they gotta let it cool down. This is like the boiling point stuff. Like you gotta cool people down so they don't break this system. So you can heat them up so they can eat it, but you gotta also cool them down and make people believe that they're part of this system. The elementary school is part of that by indoctrinating kids, taking them away from their parents, from their grandparents, from their culture, and installing a new culture of complacency and discipline in the beginning, in the get-go, in the tiny brain time frames of their experience. And then you go into high school, they got to lock in that brain. They got to discipline that brain and lock it into this system, and by telling you this is who you are, this is what you are. But mostly like a military, like basic training. Just shut your mouth, shut you up, and let you know who owns you. And then so you can go to college and either fight there or get out and fight on the streets or do whatever, and or you can go and become a mini master through the college system. And so you can teach your kids or get a good job and go further into a dream, an American dream, and become the cool kids. And that's kind of like the mid ground of this whole thing is the cool kids. It's us holding us to a certain standard. It's like the cool kids with the jobs and who are in the system is what keeps us from realizing that this story exists in the first place, is because it's our peers, it's our friends, those are the main ones. There's nobody holding us back. There's nobody holding us down. It's the people, our friends and family who still believe in, who are still caught up in wearing this crucifix of technology and all the all the details of this system, and then make that their reality. And anybody who skews away from that reality is an outsider. You're not a cool kid. Like something's wrong with you if you are not part of this system where everybody's cool. Everybody's got a cool car and a cool phone and a cool house and a cool family. Everybody's awesome. Everything is like the Lego movie. Everything is awesome. Like, so that's the balance point, the pivot point of this whole thing is to make you control your friends and your family and yourself and everybody around you by judgment and yeah, you know what I mean. And then marriage, so this cools people down by seeing that they're a part of the system, and they're making their way. They're providing for their kids and their family. They're doing what they got to do to be cool in the system and cool with their God, and you know, everything is cool when everything is awesome. And then marriage makes it like super cool because the TV is consistently telling you that you need to be married and have sex and have kids and eat chocolate and buy technology and be sick and have like this disease and that disease and get this pill and get that insurance and watch this show and be involved in all this stuff, and ultimately Sex in the City. you gotta get married. You can't watch Sex in the City or Sex and the City, whatever you want to call it, for the rest of your life. You gotta get married some kind of way, some time frame, so you can become a mini god. And then once you're a mini god, then you're gonna make little baby gods to be part of this system and repeat it all over again. And then the television is basically just the Bible. Everybody just keeps reading it and repeating it to each other and telling everybody that's the way it is, and beating other people up if they don't like interpret it the same way or believe in some kind of other Bible or something like that. Whatever it is, it's the distraction a la mode. The mainstream media is just the church that everybody goes to figure out how they can make their universe better, or figure out how they are not in the worst part of the universe, they're in the better part, or how they can be more part of the cool kids crew from learning what is going on in church. The mainstream news, mainstream reality, all the celebrities, Hollywood, all that stuff is microwave, top ramen with Cool Whip. It's disgusting. And voting is the system of like maintaining control, and it's basically your prayer. It's how you pray to make things better, and you're casting your vote like you cast a spell. You're casting your vote to as like a mini god to make things better. And that's all, and that's what you're told. That's all you need to do. Just cast your vote. Did you vote? I voted. Wear that sticker. Shut your mouth. Wear that sticker. Shut your damn mouth. That's your prayer. And meanwhile, this system will continue to run on and on and on as we become more and more separated from ourselves and each other, with our Bible and church leading the way of television and mainstream. And the so-called powers that be continuing on their day-to-days of how things are supposed to be run, or how things are supposed to be done based upon what they would like to do in their control grid, based upon what kind of moves we make on our own, because it's us, the people who are doing this stuff. We are making these decisions, like the cool kids are making this decision to talk about the not cool kids who divert from this enslavement system. So I'll leave it there. Till next time, thank you for joining me. Peace, love, and harmony.